never permitted to clean herself. If she struggled or cried out, they would hit her with the bath brush or pinch hard enough to leave a mark, always somewhere that couldn't be seen, the side of her breast or the soft part of her belly, with a promise of more where that came from, unless she behaved. Her parents didn't visit so much anymore. Alice couldn't really remember the last time, but she knew it had been a long time. The days all ran together in her room, no books to read, no things to do. Hatcher said she should exercise so she would be fit when she got out. But somewhere in her heart, Alice knew she would never get out. She was a broken thing, and the new city did not like broken things. They liked the new and the whole. Alice hardly recalled when she was new and whole. That girl seemed like someone else she'd known once, long ago and far away. "Alice!" A voice through the mouse hole. Many years before, a mouse had gotten into the wall and chewed through the batting between her cell and Hatcher's. Alice didn't know what had happened to the mouse. Probably got caught in a trap in the kitchens, or went out on the riverside and drowned. But the mouse had led her to Hatcher, a rough voice coming through the wall. She had really thought she'd gone round the bend at first, hearing voices coming from nowhere. "Hey, you!" the voice had said. She'd looked around wildly, afraid, and scuttled into a corner on the far side of the window opposite the door. "Hey, you! Down here!" the voice said. Alice resolutely put her fingers in her ears. Everyone knew hearing voices was a sign of madness, and she'd promised herself she would not be mad, no matter what they said, no matter how she felt. After several moments of happy silence, she released her fingers and looked around the room in relief. A great sigh exhaled from the walls. "The mouse hole, you nit!" Alice stared in alarm at the small opening in the corner opposite. Somehow, a talking mouse was worse than voices in her head. If mice were talking, then there really were men with blue-green eyes and long furry ears. And while she didn't remember his face, she did remember she'd been afraid. She stared at the mouse hole like something horrible might suddenly emerge from it, like the rabbit might unfold himself from that space and finish whatever he had started. Another sigh, this one shorter and much more impatient. "You're not hearing bloody voices, and a mouse is not speaking to you. I'm in the room next to yours, and I can see you through the hole. You're not crazy, and there's no magic. So will you please come here and speak with me before I go madder than I already have?" "If you're not in my head, and you're not magic, then how do you know what I'm thinking?" Alice asked, her voice suspicious. She was beginning to wonder whether this wasn't some trick of the doctor's, some way to draw her into a trap. The attendants gave her a powder with her breakfast and dinner to keep her calm, they said. But she knew that those powders still allowed her some freedom to be Alice, to think and dream and try to remember the lost bits of her life. When they took her out of her room for a bath or a visit, she sometimes saw other patients, people standing still with dead eyes and drool on their chins, people who were alive and didn't know it. Those people were difficult to deal with. They got injections instead of powders. Alice didn't want injections, so she wasn't going to say or do anything that would alarm the doctors who might be trying to trick her with voices in the wall. "I know what you're thinking, because that's what I'd be thinking if I were you," the voice said. "We're in the loony bin, aren't we? Now come over and have a look through the hole and you'll see." She stood cautiously, still unsure it was not a trick, whether of